Welcome to lesson number 3. In this lesson, we're going to find the differences between ink, paint, and liquid chalk, and why they all stamp differently. If you've ever wondered why the same stamp looks completely different depending on what you use, this video will clear that up. We're back. I am going to continue on using this Mercy House Shitenge, and we'll just pick some other stamps out of this one. Let's go with this one. And we're going to, first off, we will do one with the ink. And we can all, or we've seen how easy it is to do with ink. But I'm just going to show you the difference in the finished product, like your stamp, when you use these different products. So we'll do the ink first, and same rules kind of apply. You want to stabilize and then gently press all over the stamp to get full coverage. You don't want to miss any of that wonderful little detail that's in these stamps. And there we go. Perfect. And I'm going to take my baby wipe, and I'm just going to wipe off any excess ink that's on there. And because we're using it right away again, I'm just going to dab it dry. Okay, so there's ink. Let's just quickly write ink here. Okay, now let's go with the chalk style paint. So this is, I mentioned this is DIY paint in Fancy Farm Girl. So I've got, this is an old piece of thin mount that you can see I have used many times. And it's going to work great as a palette. So you don't need a lot of paint, just a little bit. But you will need your brayer. So we're going to grab the paint with the brayer, and then we're going to roll it very carefully over the stamp. Now, when using a chalk style paint, because they dry so fast, you don't have a lot of open time with your medium here. So you're going to want to move very fast. You can't be too slow, or it's going to dry and then it's not going to work. And you don't want to use too much paint. So see, that's kind of shows how fast that dries. You can't use too much paint, otherwise you get a big globby image. And you can't go too slow, so it dries fast. So let's do this one again, but we're going to use more paint, and we're going to put it on a lot heavier. Okay, we've got it on there a lot heavier. And we're going to do the same thing. We're stabilizing with the left hand, and I'm pushing it on with my right. That's just because I'm right-handed. Okay, now see how that one came out a lot darker. It's more defined, but it's a little smudgy. Like you could see that there was a lot of paint on there. You don't have those nice crisp details that you have with the ink. So I'm going to clean this paint off my stamp. And I'm using quite a bit of pressure here. I'm just really rubbing in all those little grooves and details, trying to get all this paint out. When you're using a chalk style paint, you don't have to worry so much on whether you let it dry on there because you can get it off. It's not going to damage your stamp or your brayer, because even if it dries, at least with DIY paint, even if it dries, you can reactivate it with water and you can wipe it right off and it's good as new. And we're also going to wipe it off our thin mount. Going to need a fresh baby wipe. Okay. Now and we will go with the acrylic paint. And the only difference really in a chalk style paint versus an acrylic paint is the thickness of it, the viscosity of the product itself. Acrylic paint is normally a lot thinner than a chalk style paint. So we're going to go with the same thing here, and we're going to apply it with our brayer. Using the same process. And gently pressing while stabilizing. And there we go. And that's pretty comparable to this one, except it's a little bit cleaner. So you can see DIY paint is fairly thick. Fusion is thinner. So your chalk style paint is usually thicker. Your acrylic based paints are usually thinner. So you will get that's a pretty good impression with paint. It's not the detail of the ink, but it's pretty darn good. It's pretty close. Now, when using acrylic paints on your stamps, don't let it dry on there. I do have emergency plans if you do, and we'll get to that in that maintenance and cleaning lesson. But you don't want to let this dry on here. Or I guess I should clarify, you don't want to let it cure on here. Drying and curing with these paints are kind of two different things, so you have a little bit of grace. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to clean it up just by using a baby wipe or a wet towel or something. And let's get this off of our brayer. Don't want to let that dry on there either. Just in that little bit of time though, it's a lot harder to get off than the chalk paint. Keeping your tools well taken care of, like cleaned, and just show them a little bit of love and they'll last you forever. This brayer is 8 years old and there's no reason why this shouldn't last you for a really long time. Okay, now we are going to use the Erasable Liquid Chalk. So this, you apply it the same way as the paint. So make sure you shake these really well. These ones, well, and the inks too. When you go to fill your pad, you want to make sure that they're really shaken. And we're going to stamp, well, we'll stamp it on here so we can compare it. I don't think my coasters are non-porous enough, actually. And there you go. So the chalk works out pretty much like the acrylic paint. Okay, to recap these mediums, we've got our ink. So I'm specifically using IOD's ink. Whatever ink you use, you would have to do some research into what the drying times are and the best practice as far as setting things up or sealing them. Inks are really popular to use on fabric, so to make handmade tea towels or little baby onesies or table runners or tablecloths, stuff like that. If you are using ink on fabric, you want to get it a little bit more juicy, meaning you want to make sure that your ink pad is freshly full so that it's not kind of semi-dry. That works okay if you're stamping on flat surfaces, but for something that's super absorbent like fabric, you want to make sure that you've got a good layer of ink on your stamp. So we just call that juicy. You want it a little more juicy. To use it on fabric, you're going to want to heat set it. So what I mean by that is you want to set that ink into the fabric so that when you wash it, it doesn't just wash out. It's really important that you let your inks dry on their own for 24 hours. Don't touch them, just lay them aside and let them be for 24 hours and really let the ink dry, because this does take quite a while to actually dry. Then you're going to want to heat set it. And you can either say you've made a whole bunch of tea towels for the family for Christmas and you're just going to throw them all in the dryer on high for about 20 minutes and heat set them. That'll do a really good job. The other option is you can use your clothes iron, but you don't want to use steam and you want to just get it as hot as the fabric you've stamped on will allow. Another tip is to before you stamp on fabric is to, if it's something new, like you bought tea towels at a department store, you want to bring those home and you want to wash them and iron them first. And wash them, put a little bit of vinegar in the water. You want to get rid of that sizing that they put on fabrics when they're new. You want to get rid of that, and that way your fabric will absorb the ink properly. I don't think I missed anything with the fabrics. I don't think so. Okay, so now chalk style paint. We'll just recap that. You got to find that happy medium between the consistency of the amount of paint you put on your stamp. Too little and it dries too fast and you end up getting kind of a wispy looking stamp. And then this is the one that we did where we added a little bit more paint. And it does, if you add too much, it does get kind of gloopy and it kind of, you get some extra on there, but it's not too bad. It looks pretty good, I think. It's pretty close to the ink one. So with the chalk style paint, specifically a paint line that reactivates with any moisture until you set it. So to seal it then on your project, you want to be very, very careful because you don't want to go through all of the effort of making these beautiful projects with this stamping work on there. And then you go to brush your clear coat on and you smear it because it's reactivated the paint. Your clear coat has reactivated the paint you used to stamp. You don't want that to happen. So the best solution to that is to spray your first 1-2 coats of sealer on there. That's best and easiest way to do it. You can also put clear coat if it's thin enough in a spritzer bottle and spritz it on that way. That works fine. Um, when you get better and you get more experienced at it, you'll learn to go quickly and to not overbrush, and you'll be able to brush over. But practice that first. Don't do some big project and then attempt to seal it with a clear coat and a brush for the first time when you've used a chalk style paint that reactivates. You'll be sad. It won't work out for you. I've done it. This is why I say these things. Acrylic paint, way easier. Once this dries, it's dry. Once it cures, it's not going anywhere. So just let this dry for an hour or so just to make sure that every little bit is dry. And then you can just go ahead and brush on a sealer. If you need a sealer, this does have, it's a built-in, obviously, with the acrylic based. So you don't need to seal it. But if you're looking for, like, I would normally seal it just to get a consistent sheen on the whole piece, then, but you're good to go with this. That's easy to seal. The erasable liquid chalk. So this is a product that's specific to IOD, and I've learned some things about stamping with this as we go, and as far as dry time. You want to let this dry naturally. So if you're like me, you want to speed up the process by using your heat tool, like a heat tool like this, or if you've got one of the big industrial ones. I don't have it right beside me right now, but it's what I usually use. Even though you're stamping on a non-porous surface, which is what this is designed for, that's what makes it erasable. You need to be able to wipe it off. If you've stamped it on a chalkboard and everything's good, it's beautiful, and you're in a hurry and you want to heat set it to dry it, if you do that, you make it permanent. It is very, very hard, if not impossible, to get off after you've done that. I had to use magic erasers and all kinds of stuff, and it still left a shadow. So don't heat set erasable liquid chalk, because it kind of negates the whole erasable part of it. But otherwise, this is a great product, and it comes in a bunch of colors. Actually, I don't think you can get the bunch of colors anymore. I think they've narrowed it down to just like a deep charcoal color and a white. But those both work perfectly. They're great. So that is the gist of what mediums to use while stamping and how to use them and how they differ. So I hope that helps give you a little bit of insight into how you want to move forward on a project and what medium you want to use on the project. My personal preference is always ink. I like the crisp, clear, defined stamping that I get using ink with the stamps. And the ease. I just grab my ink pad and blot it on there and stamp, and you're done. Good to go. So it's my favorite. The ink is my favorite, but the paints and the erasable liquid chalk work really, really well too. So I hope that helps clear up some of the questions you might have with the mediums and your stamping, and get out there and explore and have fun and experiment. I'll see you on the next one.